Welcome to the Work in Process podcast. Thank you so much for joining me again today on this episode of the podcast. So, yeah, I want to address kingdom guys. I want to address kingdom guys. Kingdom guys, not Christians, though. I want to address kingdom guys. And the reason why I'm addressing kingdom guys is because when you see a kingdom person, they don't do religion. They don't do, oh, I want to show that I'm a Christian. What they do is they do dominion. Don't let me start preaching. But if you're a kingdom person, you you already understand what I'm saying. What they do, what kingdom guys do is dominion, and that's what I want to do. So if I'm in any space, I want to dominate that space. If I'm in any field or career, I want to dominate that field and career. If I'm working in a particular line, I want to be the best in that line. I want to dominate that line. So I'm reading this amazing book, My Vision: Challenges in the Race for Excellence, written by Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum is the Prime Minister of the United Arab Emirates, that's UAE, and he's the leader of Dubai. He's the leader of Dubai. So he wrote this awesome book. I actually heard about the book from this man, Femi Fela Drotoye. He was ministering at Elevation Church. The title of the sermon that he ministered in is Acceleration. And he made a mention of the book that is the best leadership book he has ever read before. So I made sure I got the book and then I was reading the book. And here is what I want to address Kingdom guys. From the first page of the book to where I am currently now in the book, I'm not done with the book, but from the first page of the book to where I am currently now, Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum has been very intentional about mentioning the Prophet Muhammad. He has just been mentioning the Prophet Muhammad. The Prophet Muhammad said this, said that, said this, said that. And prior to reading this book, I already read a book to a particular point. The title of that book is called Understanding Islam by the Canaan brothers. That's the name of the authors. But I stopped that book at a point because I was not ready to to allow my mind to go to that level, given the fact that from the first page of the book to where I stopped, I could see the fault already in the structure of the religion. So I don't want to enter into all those trying to understand their own religion. Let me just read my Bible and be at peace with myself. So even from reading the first few pages of that book, this particular book I'm talking about, guys, it was just so funny. Some stories I was seeing, it was just so funny. At the point I read that he was convulsing, and then he was convulsing because he had the revelation. I mean, the Prophet Muhammad now. And I just dropped the book and I shouted, Jesus never fell sick. Jesus never fell sick. He never fell sick. So I couldn't continue reading the book. My mind was just so, nah, I'm not reading this book. So this guy kept on mentioning the Prophet Muhammad for good things. So he was mentioning the sayings of Prophet Muhammad, the sayings of Prophet Muhammad. It was just, he mentioned about the fact that he was inspired by the saying of Prophet Muhammad, and he will write it. He will write the Arabic stuff. He would reference Prophet Muhammad. There's a way they even write his name that they will now put on. They will write Prophet Muhammad. They will now put on in bracket PBUH in capital letters. You will see it there. You will see it there. So what now happened? Prior to reading this book also, I was reading a Christian book written by a bishop and a pastor. And I didn't see, the book was over 200 pages. And I didn't see Jesus referenced. I can't even count because I don't know if I saw it, but let me see if I saw Jesus maybe like 4 times. And it was not like Jesus was referenced well, it was just referenced in passing. So he was using words like whatever your faith is. He was using words like God, the creator. And this is I'm not called to, I'm not ridiculing any bishop. I'm just talking to kingdom guys now. I'm just telling us that if these um guys, Islamic guys, you can tell that this is not a topic I'm comfortable with. But I must say this because if these Islamic guys are so comfortable talking about their prophet in their books, they are not ashamed about it. They're writing it in bold capital letters. that this is the saying of Prophet Muhammad, and their books are selling well internationally. I got this book in Nigeria. It didn't limit the reach of the book. In mentioning the name of Prophet Muhammad didn't limit the reach of the book. Why should I limit my mention of Jesus? Why should I limit my mention of kingdom? And that's why I'm talking to kingdom people, guys in the creative space, guys in career, guys in you guys in the medicine world, you guys in the transportation industry. Mention Jesus everywhere. The religious people too. Mention Jesus everywhere. Mention Jesus everywhere. Jesus, Jesus. Talk about kingdom. Talk about those things. Loud it. I'm angry because I felt like I just read this guy's book, and immediately I got to that point that I saw that the guy was not making that much reference to Jesus and just talking about God, Creator, your destiny is something that is inside of you, this and that. It was encouraging, yeah, it was inspirational, and I acknowledge that as a bishop, anointed of God, called by God, sent by God. At the point, I told my brother, I said, "This book, see now, he has not mentioned Jesus. I'm already in page 100 and something. I was looking for Jesus. Tell us about Jesus." Everything should be about Jesus. 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 I remember when I started the podcast, I was calling myself a kingdom citizen, kingdom ambassador. That's what I want to. That's what I want to give. It's kingdom plus premium value. So if I'm dishing out value, kingdom will enter it. I'm working on a big project now. A large chunk of the book, in fact, a whole part of the book is dedicated to kingdom. I even spoke about being born again there, and that's not the core of the book, but I had to put it there. And this is a reach out now. I'm calling out to kingdom driven, kingdom minded, kingdom absorbed people. I'm calling out to you guys listening to this podcast. Please, in everything that you do, mention Jesus. Put Jesus there. In fact, don't start without Jesus. Inside it, put Jesus. After it, put Jesus. Let them know that it's Jesus. If you're talking about wisdom, put Jesus. If you're talking about health, put Jesus. If you're talking about anything, just put Jesus there. If you are a chef, if you are called to cook, if you are called to serve, if you are called to be a president, if you are called to be an author, a writer, a singer, a musician, whatever it is that you are called to do and be, put Jesus there. Unashamedly, unashamedly put Jesus there. There's so much passion in me talking about this because I love the book so much. This My Vision by Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. I love the book so much. Well written, good quality, even though the book is fake. I mean, I bought it fake. I can imagine how the original would be. If you have not read my newsletter about how I bought fake books, go and read my newsletter. That's what I can afford for now. But just read about, you know, Dubai and see how he acknowledged the prophet's saying in inspiring some of the actions they took. Dubai is one of the most beautiful cities in the world today. And this guy kept referencing the Prophet Muhammad. And I know Jesus is better. I know Jesus is better. I know Jesus is better. So I'm challenging somebody listening to this now. I'm challenging myself also. In everything that you do, put Jesus. You're an hairdresser. Why are you playing worldly songs in your store? Oh, you're scared that people will not come if you start playing very good kingdom inspired music. Are you scared? Try it first and let's see. Try it first and let's see. They are not afraid to say their own. Why are you afraid to say your own? And it's because ours is more powerful. The name of Jesus is the name that is above every other name. Because at the mention of the name of Jesus, every knee should bow, every tongue should confess that Jesus Christ is Lord to the glory of God the Father. So because that name is powerful, I believe that's why the attack against that name is so much. They'll say, remove Jesus from your songs. Remove Jesus from your books so that it can sell. Why didn't you tell these guys to remove Prophet Muhammad from their books? Why didn't you tell them to remove Prophet Muhammad from their speech? You're telling us to remove Jesus. Why? That name is so powerful. And I'm not going to back down. I'm going to put Jesus in everything. I'm going to, inspired or not, I'll put Jesus. I'll package Jesus inside everything. And I'll challenge you to do the same also. This is a very free episode. I loved this. I hope nobody was offended with me. And I hope also that you didn't think I'm a pastor. I feel that's another side of me that will come out soon. But let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Stay positive, be encouraged. I'm talking to kingdom guys now. Please hear me, kingdom people. Put Jesus in everything that you do. P.S. We are all supposed to be kingdom people. Put Jesus in everything that you do. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the podcast, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.